Hey, Bitcoin Jason, what's good, my man? Welcome back. Yes, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're catching this on the rerun, if you're catching it live, we are opening up the chat. Hasn't been a while since I left, and we're back. Back for more Bitcoin Cash, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're here, you can come down to the chat. Come on, make your way down. He's coming on a little bit earlier tonight, but doing that to head out a little bit earlier tonight, guys. So come on down while you can, while we got the chat open. We got Bitcoin Jason in the house. Working on a man, kind of logging out. Yeah, I mean, you're doing that damn thing, bro. Just keep on doing your thing, brother. I'm going to keep doing my thing as well. I'm sipping on that sparkling water again, Jason. I don't know if you can get that in Australia. It's a... Actually, you might can. It's by Coca-Cola now. So it's a Mexican brand. I don't know if they import it, but I recommend it if it's your thing, my man. Best carbonated water I found. ℚ𝕝𝕚𝕚 mineral water. And getting back to business, I'm veering off, talking with Bitcoin Jason here. Bitcoin Cash, yeah, I mean, the price is pretty much the same, but it's a steady pretty much the same. I mean, we're just looking at the dollar on ETH and Bitcoin. We're up for the week. Took a little bit of a jump up. And even on the 3-month on ETH, we're actually pulling an all-time high. I mean, we're kind of in that zone, right? 6 month, about the same as we've been 6 months ago. You know, not a lot. A lot has changed in 6 months, which is good. I mean, it's just a year. We're pretty much, we're pretty much right there. Not a lot of action, which is great. Because we already did a lot of falling against ETH back here. This is where I would say, interesting enough, BSV pumped here back in February of 2020. It actually was the highest performing coin out of probably 90% of the coins that are tracked. And coincidingly, Bitcoin Cash and BSV both went down after that point. So I mean, it's just another one of those little things that I point out where I'm like, maybe this has to do with something, but maybe not. But it did happen. So, and then Bitcoin Cash kind of jumped up right here in April a little bit, and BSV and Bitcoin Cash kind of continued to run down. So I don't know, maybe there's something to do with that, maybe not. Maybe there's some way these coins kind of move around and manipulate volume, push it back and forth to another coin. And if that's the case, then we probably going right back up to where Ethereum is, which I think I did the math on it the other night, which put us at like 4,800 conservatively. 4,800 Bitcoin Cash. That would just be being where we've already gone. So usually I don't know if Bitcoin Cash would surpass that and then come down, or it maybe come down, somewhere around the 2 mark, and then maybe they go up together. I mean, these coins take on really weird kind of combinations here. There's not really any kind of rhyme or reason other than similarity against other coins that you can really, we were looking at Dash the other night too, and when I pointed out that Dash and Ethereum, or Dash and Bitcoin Cash looked basically identical, from their graph of 2018, January, past the censorship, wall of not being able to go back, obviously Bitcoin Cash existing in a different form, but nonetheless, it just shows the similarity of some of these altcoins and their pull against core, Bitcoin Core. So I don't know if it really means anything. I mean, it could just be me, just kind of. I'm glad to know that the shops I spent BCH are making profit. Yeah, man, that's good. I think that's how it's going to happen too, Bitcoin Jason. Like, kind of the way you guys did it out there in that one city or town. You'll have like merchants doing the same thing, like here in Latin America, Africa, Europe. You have these little towns that start taking it, and then everybody will start using it in the town, and then other towns will kind of catch on to the same kind of process. Because a lot of these people will expand their business and open up other places in different towns, and you kind of see where I'm going with that. B-Chad, smash the likes. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Yeah, smash it if you want. I mean, if it's deemed worthy of your smashing of the like. I mean, I don't want to inconvenience anybody, but yeah, maybe it would help. Maybe we could get some more people on this channel at that point. Not a lot of people go on this channel, so I'm not really promoting it or anything, so I don't expect the floodgates to ever really open up. But nonetheless, I mean, you can actually have a dialogue. I can actually have a conversation with Bitcoin Jason here on my computer without having to hound him down on Skype or talk to him or any of that stuff. And I can do the same with you as well. We could open up a Skype and we're live at the same time, or I could just sit here and kind of go with it. But nonetheless, it's being smaller is not necessarily doesn't mean not necessarily that this channel or this chat maybe not better than most. I've visited BitBoy Crypto. I now and again will go to these live, I don't know what they're called, baiting the fish, where they're getting me to go to them, or I'm subscribed somewhere and it pulls me somewhere. And you can't have an open dialogue in the chat. I mean, there's absolutely no way. Korean Boy J, welcome back. No, man, I had chili. I didn't eat any turkey. No turkey for me, man. I didn't really do anything today, man, honestly. I pretty much went to the gym here at my place and went to the grocery store. That's about it. Working on my website where I can get some utilities to later put on the BCH City website. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know how that turns out. Jason, Bitcoin Jason, let us know. Let us keep us track to your advancements, and we can go on the World Wide Web and actually look it up. This chart looks so sad. Yeah, that's why I bring it up, Korea Boy J, just to remind us of how sad it really looks. This does look really sad. Like, this is like sad, defines sad. But when you start digging deeper into it, my man, I'm telling you, there's more to this. These coins don't exist pre-2018. I was looking at Dash last night. I was given I think I gave a pretty good description of kind of where I think this market's going. I mean, right now it's been going down the shithole for a reason, guys. People aren't going to give away coin. Exchanges aren't going to just give away coin, give away profits. Big bag holders aren't going to give away profits. That's not how all this stuff works. The normal investor probably would say, yeah, it might be time to cut Bitcoin Cash and some of these altcoins loose. But that same dumb investor is not even going to go back and look in 2016 to 2015. They're going to say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. That's not where it's at now. Well, yeah, but there's a big gap there missing, man, that you're not getting. These altcoins are all going to moon against core. They have to, or the whole core story won't even continue at that point. If the altcoins can't rally, if the altcoins don't rally, Bitcoin BTC core dies, because we're the only things holding it up at this point, guys. Honestly, the altcoin market is literally the only one left in these diehard communities, and as you see, some of the non-diehard communities have they're pretty much dried up. I mean, we've seen Terra pretty much is gone. I mean, the whole Terra community is pretty much vacated. You might have some people that are in denial, still holding some coins. You might have people even still buying the short-term coin market on Terra. Solana's crumbled. A lot of these currencies have crumbled. And that's the idea, because if they don't crumble, then we can't figure out where these prices can really go. I mean, this makes no sense right here. Look at this. People dumping. I guarantee if Bitcoin Cash, if you looked at BTC Core going back on Ethereum, this whole thing looks different. We did it on Dash the other day. I was looking at Dash. And bearing in mind that Dash looked identical to Bitcoin Cash. I mean, I can pull it up again later. I know we're kind of just getting going here, but it literally is the exact same graph. The only thing in 2018 that's missing, really, 2018 right here. Yeah, the only thing that's missing between this Bitcoin Cash and Dash, really, in my opinion, and a handful of other altcoins in terms of 2018 forward, going into the new market after the massive bull run that occurred for over a year. They all look the same. I mean, Dash looks the same as Bitcoin Cash. The only difference is Bitcoin Cash came a little bit higher up after the BSV drop in 2020, when Bitcoin SV went to like $600, and after it started falling and whatnot, Bitcoin Cash did a little bit of a come up here. But other than that, these altcoins all look the same against ETH. They all look the same against Bitcoin Core. So that seemed to has reversed a little bit now. Look at the 3-month on Bitcoin Cash. I mean, we're at like a 30% gain. 3-month we're looking good. 6-month we're even looking at an all-time high. So the year. So once you start zooming out a little bit and you look at these altcoins and you start having some vague memories about where some dates lay on the overall crypto map, regardless of price. I mean, you can take the price out of it, guys. You can just look for price trends is really, I would say, what to do. There was a girl at my old job, and this was just a random story. It has nothing to really do with anything other than this chart that we were just looking at and how Bitcoin Cash was going down. She was there with her boyfriend, or I don't know, colleague or some guy. She was sitting there. She comes in all the time. She orders very specific items, very specific food items. So as a waiter, I'm sitting there taking the order, memorizing her order. I see her again. She comes in, same story, sits down, orders stuff. I see her talking about crypto, or had like a Coinbase maybe or something up, and I don't remember. So I asked her, I said, well, what do you think of Bitcoin Cash? And she said, oh yeah, I love Bitcoin Cash. Like, we talked about it for a minute, whatever. I was working, so we didn't have like a long drawn out discussion, but it was a short conversation. And she mentioned, yeah, it's the only one going down against Bitcoin. So it's not just me that sees this. I mean, this is a random person that comes into a restaurant, that I'm taking an order for. I mean, this isn't like me and her powwowing after work and me building her up to agree with me. This is her just randomly saying it and me having the same thing in mind. Like, yeah, it's the only one going down against Core. Like, really, really going down against Core. That's not necessarily a bad thing, guys. That when you put different trading instruments and derivatives and stuff and pressure down on something like that, there's a reason it's going down. Long-term BTC Core holders have been trying to mutilate Bitcoin Cash for the last 4 years. Literally, like just automated trading, selling, like that's why we have all these like short-term pumps, but they're very short-lived. And it's because of that downward pressure, but that's going to run out, guys. That pressure is not going to sustain indefinitely. It's not going to be something that they have the amount of there's not enough Bitcoin power to knock down Bitcoin Cash from just keep going down. I mean, it's not going to happen. It's going to happen for a certain amount of time, and you're going to see a lot of these altcoins, and it's not just Bitcoin Cash, guys, that's getting suppressed, but that's a big one. You're going to see other coins too. You're going to see like Dash and some of these ones that I pulled up yesterday. I was trying to get everybody to see kind of the similarity in price points. And then it's going to happen basically like BSV did in 2020 in February, where it went from like under $100 to like $600 and then right back down. That's going to happen on pretty much every altcoin that has any value. Most of the mineable ones, some of the other ones like Neo, some of the other ones that have been able to provide liquidity when this market was dry. That's going to be kind of the bull run we saw in 2016 on most of the altcoins. Now, to what degree some of those go up? I mean, Bitcoin Cash, I personally think will be performing better than a lot of the coins in the market. I mean, I really do. But if you do go back and you look at other coins, guys, I mean, we can't say that about Bitcoin Cash now because there's not enough data. We can't totally pull from Bitcoin Core, because if we existed, back before, we were existing with Core as the same entity, But at the same time, like we can only count from where we're at on Bitcoin Cash. So yeah, it looks like we're down, but that doesn't mean anything. If Bitcoin Cash theoretically was trading at $2-3 back here in like 2014. So it's a whole market share that was taken off of Core. So just to be clear on that, guys, it's not just like, it's a bunch of mining, bunch of hash power, a bunch of different elements that go behind it that created this beast. And now they've been trying to destroy the beast for 4 years. And momentum's starting to run out on that. Like, the market went way up and it stayed, they were able to buy a little bit more time. But the problem now is there's still stuff getting built out on it, guys. There's still merchant adoption happening. There's still people swiping their phone. There's still everyday people that use it. So inevitably, when these markets dry up again and there's no volume anywhere else, they're running out of arsenal. They don't have enough artillery to keep the price suppression going. They've been able to do it for 4 years. Between the exchanges, big time holders of Core and Ethereum, the whole proof of stake thing, every single thing, every element going into it, they've been able to do it pretty easily for 4 years, but it's slowly changing here. And a lot of these people that are trying to censor it, Blockstream and a whole bunch of those little clown people that are trying to censor this thing for years now, since SegWit basically, their artillery's running dry, guys. It's running thin. It really is. I mean, this little jump we had in May is nothing. They still controlled it here, but really in this last year, as everything's crumbled, we're only at about a 30% drop, about a 35% drop from the whole year on Bitcoin Core. So, go figure. I mean, don't take my word for it, but I think it has merit, guys. It's, and if you look at BSV, it's the same thing. And if you look at Dash, it's the same thing. If you look at Monero, it's the same thing. I mean, generally speaking, it's not exactly the same. There's some different movements on it, but I'll show you on Bitcoin Cash too. Like, look at this. I'm just gonna go through here, guys, and look at some different coins. I'm gonna pull up BSV because you gotta remember, the hash power came from Bitcoin Cash. That hash power went to BSV, so you gotta follow these markets. Look at this year on Ethereum on BSV. Back in June, when nothing good was happening in crypto, everything was dropping in crypto, everything started dropping. Look, Bitcoin SV went from 0.3 to 0.6, 100% gain on ETH. That's what I'm saying. Like Bitcoin Cash, if we start seeing some parallel movements in some of these altcoins, and I'm just using BSV as an example, it has nothing to do with anything but a comparison. So nobody get all like, oh, BSV is bad. I'm just trying to show a comparison here. If other coins start doing these 100% jumps on ETH, like I said, Dash, any of the ones that are following this similar down pattern against Core, I mean, look at Dash right now too, same thing. 3 month, 6 month, kind of the same thing, lagging a little bit like Bitcoin Cash on ETH, but at the same time, we can push so much higher so quick. And like even with Dash on the year, pretty steady, right? Like Bitcoin Cash, pretty steady, not really down that much. Considering the market has crumbled, guys, We're not down that much on ETH. We're not down that much on Bitcoin Cash. Now, if I look at something like Solana, which I'll look at right now, and sorry if you had anybody here. I don't think anybody was, just because we're a little bit more advanced here, I feel like, in crypto. But Terra, kind of the same thing. Like, look on the year on Solana. Like, not good, right? On ETH. So not only has Ethereum went down, which obviously we apply that to all the other altcoins I just mentioned, Dash, Monero, Bitcoin Cash, all of them. But when we do this same application on Solana and some of these coins that are newer, I don't know what's another new one that's relatively new, that's been super hyped. I don't know which one. What's another coin? Polygon. And some of these Polygon and some of these other tokens have gone up, spiked up. See, they've done this weird spike too in the short term, but in the long term, actually, I take that back. Polygon's actually recovered. There are some newer coins though that Polygon's been around for a minute, so whatever. It's gone up, but it's still kind of a newer coin in my opinion, even though it's been around since 2019. So I guess that's not true. It's been around. ℚ, yeah, that's a good one. ℚ was another pump coin. Let's see how ℚ's done in the last. But see, if the ones that there's also ones for the year too, like ℚ. Yeah, see, it's a little. It's I would say it's more down. Like from where we're at now, comparatively to core. I mean, it's more volatile on ETH. I would say. And I don't think Cardano is going anywhere, guys. I think it's a. I think it's a project that it's been around for a while. I know it came in last bull run towards the end, but I don't see it going anywhere. It seems to have a pretty good, strong following. I actually watch Chris Hoskinson's podcast every once in a while for a little bit. I can't watch it too long; it's a little too technical. But Brady Y, what's good, man? Yeah, I'm glad you sold your Solana, man. It's garbage. What are the chances that BCH will have a pump like Litecoin? Pretty good, bro. Pretty damn good. In fact, how's Litecoin doing right now? I know it was up 30% for the week. Let's see how it's doing, guys, against ETH. I mean, this pattern on Litecoin will be able to show kind of what I'm talking about even more. So yeah, see, same thing, year. So yeah, so we're gonna get these pumps. These pumps, see, Litecoin just till recently. Look, this is all right now. This is all November. Just till recently, guys. It's it was running steady, just like Bitcoin Cash, just like Dash, just like Zcash, just like some of these other coins, running steady for the year, and then all of a sudden like this, boom. So I don't know, guys. I don't know, man. I don't think ℚ's. I mean, I don't own any ℚ, Jason. I'm not saying I just don't think it's going anywhere. I think a lot of these crap coins are gonna stay around. Just because there is a market for it to trade. But I mean, like, what specifically does ℚ do that's like so much better than Ethereum? I don't know. Maybe it does everything better, but it doesn't seem to have the. We got to use this we got to get this in payments before we start doing all this other stuff. Payments is where it's at. It opens the door for so many more things, other than building on top of it. You can build on top of this stuff, guys, for free. It's not that expensive. You can build all day on chains. You can build on BSV for free. So we really got to work on the merchant adoption stuff. That's where really the money comes from. Not all these NFT projects and hyped speculation stuff. It's not really. But yeah, what good is ℚ? I don't know. Does anybody have an idea? Somebody drop it in the chat. We're not dogging ℚ. ℚ's fine. Charles Hoskinson, I can never say his name. Charles Hoskinson, can even come to the chat and, lay down the law and say that we're all wrong. But I mean, what does it do so much better? What are they doing so much better other than moving their prices higher? Litecoin's pump doesn't look like much in the large scale, but damn, up 25% on the weekly. Would have loved that for BCH. Yeah, bro, you're gonna love it because it's gonna happen soon. This is all gonna come together very, very soon. My opinion. I think it's gonna come together pretty damn soon. Guys, we're live. Come on down. Byteball. What was that coin I was trying to think of? I think it was Litecoin. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Byteball. I promise there's a point to this if I can think of the coin. I think I tried looking for it the other day. Byteball, Bytebit. I forget the name of the coin. Is it spelled some weird way, maybe? I can't think of it. There's even coins that run like identical map patterns to one another. It's crazy. Like literally, I could overlay it on top of Bitcoin Cash and it would be completely relevant. So yeah, NIM, guys. What's the point of NIM? What's the point of ℚ? Other than they pump? I don't know. But there seems to be a market for them somewhere, and that has to do, look at this, 7-day pump on freaking NIM. I mean, look at this shit, guys. I own some of this coin, but do I think there's a massive point for it to exist? No, I don't. So another question to answer Bitcoin Jason is, what's good is ℚ? What good is NIM? I don't know. I mean, I really don't. But you know, these coins, these altcoins, they might have an effect on Bitcoin Cash too, because like I said, look at this, down, 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 all the way except for this. I mean, it just makes no sense. It's just like all these altcoins have something to do with this Ethereum proof of stake thing and this Bitcoin core thing. All of them do. NIM, Bitcoin Cash, BSV, all of them. And the one that breaks this cycle will be the new barrier and the new forefront of crypto, period. And it might be a collaboration of all this stuff working together, something behind the scenes that's probably deeper than anybody knows. It's probably written into Bitcoin's software, which no longer exists on Core. It's been changed and manipulated. It will exist somewhere though. There's something about this crypto stuff that cycles it back around, where like if you hold, there is massive opportunity, like massive opportunity. Look at Doge. Doge up for 2% for the, look at this. So even on the year, Doge is up on ETH, guys. I mean, even for the year, massively. I mean, we're talking over 100%, guys. So, you know, this doesn't make any sense, honestly. When I look at Bitcoin Core, same kind of thing. If Bitcoin Cash doesn't jump like this, guys, I want you to be aware, it means we're going to like 100K. Upwards into that range. 70, 80, 90, 100. You know, we're going up to that range. Because if we do, like, if you look at Doge, the entirety from, you know, it's taken 8 years for it to do this, 7 years, whatever. But it only went to where it started in terms of an all-time high twice. My dumb ass sold it at the second time it did it, and then it kind of did it over here. I mean, we're talking maybe about a 40-70% difference. But if you, I mean, looking at the graph, it doesn't seem that doesn't seem like a lot for the magnitude of how big this thing is, right? So, took 7 years, but this jump right here, where it went to 70 cents, not only was it massive for the dollar, it was massive for Core, Bitcoin Core. That's what I'm looking at. That's this graph. So, if I pulled it up to dollars, you wouldn't even see. It would just look like a line because it's so far up. Dollars have just gotten crushed over that same period of time. It's like, see, it's nothing. Bitcoin's grown, so it has some kind of barrier there. But, I mean, I don't think Bitcoin Core is going anywhere anytime soon. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be around. But I think we're going to get some weird trading patterns on Bitcoin Cash that look similar to Doge. With, like, you know, Bitcoin Cash maybe breaking past an all-time high on Core, maybe not quite what Doge did, but maybe higher, you know, either one. But, you know, even on the year for Doge, that's a big candlestick right there. I mean, we don't see it, but, you know, zooming back out is this one right here. So just massive volatility, guys. I mean, I think Doge has an effect on the whole market too. But, you know, why? You know, what is the why for all this? It doesn't make any sense, right? But yeah, so you sold your salon in March. Good job, bro. Did you say that earlier, or is this chat just gotten not that much since I read last? Bitcoin Jason, okay, yeah, you're out, man. Keep listening, but don't comment. Yeah, thanks for staying with us, man. What are the chances BCH will pump like Litecoin? Yeah, I answered that, man. Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Yeah, what good is ℚ? That's where we left off. Yeah, I don't know Bitcoin, Jason. I don't know what a lot of these coins are good for. Honestly, I don't. I don't see the point. I mean, a lot of these coins, I mean, Dogecoin, alright, I'm cool with Dogecoin. Like I said, no hard feelings, I lost 2 mil. It's all good. Not mad about it. But the thing is like, it's just a question of why. Why do these coins exist? Litecoin, I can see why it exists. It's because there's just people not selling them. There's people that are going to be diehards till the end and not sell these coins, similar to how we are with Bitcoin Cash. So there'll always be a market for this stuff until there's not. I mean, there has to be some major stuff happen to rock some of these communities out of the sand. I mean, Ethereum Classic, I mean, just from where we're at now, comparatively to where we were hanging out for several years, you know, it's a milestone. And we couldn't nowhere close to June of 2017, June of 2016 on some coins. And like I said, all we need is this core jump. I'm not worried about dollars. I'm really not, guys. Like, when I look at dollars, I look at it, you know, I see the dollar got crushed here and here. Well, not really here, but here it got crushed. But when I look at core, that's what I really want to see, because we never broke out on Ethereum Classic, actually. You know, we were going down too since 2017 actually on Ethereum Classic. Yeah, we were going down actually pre-rally. Hey, what's going on, Dino Ponds? Welcome back. Litecoin pump doesn't look much larger in scale, but damn, up 25% of the week. Love to have that on BCH. So yeah, I mean, reiterating on that, who wouldn't? I mean, we'd love to see that, and we're going to. It's just you gotta realize how this stuff. It's got to be our turn yet. We can't moon yet, guys. It's not time. You know, Ethereum Classic. You know, we've been going down since 2017, since the summer before the rally of 2018. So the whole thing, if you go back and look at Dash, the other coins, Litecoin, and we can pull up Litecoin, see how it did with the summer of 2016. So keep your eyes on these things, guys. We don't need to pull up big technical graphs. These are just general graphs. Here's 2017, massive run up on Ethereum Classic, on core, looking at Bitcoin core price, not dollars. Dollars have gotten crushed, guys. We've seen that from Dogecoin. So here we go. So Litecoin, like I said, you know what? Actually, Litecoin looks different too. I mean, it looks different too, and we've yet to even moon on Litecoin ever, guys. Not once. But we've hit 0.02 a couple times. You know, one here recently back with Plus token scam. So this is again, guys, on Bitcoin core price, not on the dollar. So, you know, Litecoin, if it goes to 0.03 or higher, you know, we're hitting all-time highs against core. And that's only a 6x from where it's at now. If Bitcoin doesn't move, that's a 6x. We're at 0.005. It's a 6x. It'll put us to an all-time high. I mean, it could happen, guys. On core. All core has to do is stay steady. It doesn't even have to move. Guys, if you're live on live, come on down to the chat. It's Thanksgiving here. And the I call today lazy day. This is like just a day for people to be lazy. Like, this is like one of the most laziest holidays I've had any of them, I feel like. Nobody does anything. There was nobody here, nobody when I was walking my dog, no cars on the road, nobody. So I guess it's just lazy day. Lazy Thanksgiving day. But yeah, I mean, Litecoin, could it go to an all-time high? Probably will. That probably will happen. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it can't. You know, it takes some time for these things. It take 8 years for it to go right back down too. So this is all big bag holders dumping. Guys, we are live. Come on down. You ain't going today. Look at that. Look at that. that make any sense? Neo. What the hell do you have to say about that? I mean, seriously? Look at that. Look at that on core. I think Neo might have more pull than we all think, honestly, guys. I've always thought that, by the way. Look at it on ETH. This is just one that stands out to me big time. But look at Neo on core. Say you wouldn't have wanted to own some Neo. Crazy, man. Is it snowing yet? Not where I'm at. Black Friday deals. My only recommendation to that, guys, is do not go out, man. I made the mistake of going to the South Coast Plaza Mall here in Costa Mesa a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I think. It took me an hour to stand in line just to purchase the stuff at Banana Republic. An hour. I would just as soon buy it online, honestly. I don't care if it takes 2 weeks to get to me. I would stay inside. Oh, you're in Canada? What part of Canada are you in, man? It's Black Friday. Not sure how it works where you're from. Yeah, it's Black Friday here too. Do you guys celebrate Thanksgiving up there? Is that a holiday up there? I know Canada's kind of tied in kind of with the similar stuff. But yeah, welcome Brady, man. Glad you're part of the chat. Thanks for actually talking. And thanks to everybody for throwing in the chat. I mean, even if it's just even if it's just like ℚ𝕚𝕚 saying, hey, ℚ𝕚𝕚, you talk a lot. I'm not pointing you out, but even if it's just like saying, hey, I mean, it matters, guys. I mean, I like to know who's in the chat, who's coming back. Even if you come in and you gotta go or something, like Bitcoin Jason, he's heading out. Maybe he looks like he's still typing a little bit, but you can stay on the chat. I mean, might as well. We love to have you here. Love to open up the chat and basically just have have commentary going back and forth. And yeah, early October. Our Thanksgiving is late October. Okay, downtown Toronto. Man, that's cool, man. Like here in Canada, yeah, Toronto, man, cool. Looks like we got some people from Canada, bro. I think you're like the first person from Canada I feel like to come through here. Downtown Toronto, man, you're like in the city, it's like downtown. It's crazy. Guys, we are live on Bitcoin Cash. Throwing down in the chat, but yeah, Neo, guys, I mean, I know you've heard me say it a billion times, but it's true. I actually think, guys, if you also look at this, if you look at Neo, and I'll just do this for shits and giggles to prove it. What does that look like? You don't have to answer it, it's obvious. It looks like Bitcoin Cash dash BSV Zcash in the last year, or since 2018, the last 4 years. I mean, look at it, right? It's crazy. Look at all this missing space. Look at all this. This is insane. Neo was way down here, guys. This when AntShares was around, the market share was so much lower. It was like a line, just like Dogecoin. Not as many U.S. Canon BCH bros, none of west of Vancouver. Yeah, I don't think there's like a ton of Bitcoin Cash people like on the web promoting. It's kind of a different mindset. We're not all like cheerleaders, like trying to say like, oh, Bitcoin, you're gonna miss out, blah 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 blah. It's like just normal people that are just like, hey, like, what's going on? Bitcoin Jason says, have you ever been looking into any hedge BCH bull? Do you know about BCH chip? I do not. Please feel free to fill us in on any of that. You've been looking into any hedge BCH bull? Like I said, guys, I don't really follow news, even on Bitcoin Cash. Like when the exchange, whatever that exchange got hacked with all the smart BCH bridge or whatever, I didn't know about that till like a couple days after, honestly. Just because I don't follow it, like, other than price, I don't follow crypto anymore with the news, even Bitcoin Cash, purposely, because I used to follow it so much and I was so wrapped around it that now I'll let stories kind of unfold. I didn't even realize FTX, the whole drop on FTX, was even a big thing until like last week. Until my friend that's into stocks started bringing it up. It's like, dude, you really know what's going on with this? You're into crypto. And I was like, no, I don't. And he kind of told me some stuff, and then sure enough, I look on my YouTube and it's all over YouTube and, you know, all this. But I mean, I don't follow this kind of stuff because when I used to follow the news, I was like too obsessed with crypto. It was to the point where like everything was crypto, you know, constantly looking at my phone. I mean, I'll look at the prices a couple times a day, you know, see what a top gainer is, or see what, you know, see how the volume's doing, or, you know, I'll occasionally go to RBTC or something like that, you know, and just kind of check in on like a couple times a quarter. I mean, I don't really dive in to see every single thing happening, because like I said, guys, I get too obsessed with it. It occupies all my time, and you know, getting nothing done other than crypto is great, but you know, I'm not gonna have any money to buy crypto if I do that. So ʔɪhedge, Bitcoin Jason says ʔɪhedge turns BCH into stable coins like utility for merchants. Oh, that's great. ʔɪhedge, yeah, I'll have to look into that, because I think that was kind of like one of the issues, you know, is like, how do these merchants, you know, if you buy a burger for $10, you know, what if Bitcoin Cash drops 20% in an hour before they take their money out? Like, what happens to it? So I think all that like instantaneous settling. Give me a second, guys. Come here. Now, come here. Come here. Don't wipe your mouth on that. Good boy. Yeah, don't go in there. Yeah, I fed my dog salmon tonight, man, and I hear him wiping his mouth on the bottom of the sheet that's along the bed. And he always does it when we have salmon. It gets on his mouth, I guess. Anyways, yeah, so we were talking about Bitcoin Jason brought up BCH ʔɪhedge. So I guess this is like some kind of, it turns BCH into a stable coin for utility for merchants. I mean, how genius is that? That's what I'm saying, guys. Lightning Network is moving like a snail's pace with this shit. This could have already been done. I mean, this could have been implemented back in like 2015, 2016, when the need to expand this shit, what was needed. Wasted so much freaking time in crypto. It's crazy how much time crypto has wasted on these hype sessions. We could have just been, you know, mooning the entire time. But yeah, ʔɪhedge, guys, apparently it turns BCH into stable coins for utility merchants. I mean, how freaking awesome is that? So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Bitcoin Cash moves the pace we're moving, crypto can either catch up, or this stuff's just gonna evolve, guys. I mean, it's just the facts. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave this on here with Neo and take a quick little break, and we'll keep it going here. We're live on Bitcoin Cash, guys, so if you can make it down to the chat, come on down. Come on down, guys. It's easy to it's easy to join. You just click on a button and you're basically in the chat. I mean, it's the most easiest thing ever, and it's free. I mean, you can come down here and talk with legitimate people in the community, people like Bitcoin Jason. So I'm hoping that we can work with general protocols and implement ʔɪhedge merchants and point of sale system. That would be fucking phenomenal, man. I think that's like the one part that crypto's always been missing, right? Is the instant settling. It just puts the volatility out of the picture for merchants. And I mean, inevitably, guys, you gotta realize we've had years of censorship from Blockstream and, you know, major corporations. PayPal and Microsoft wanted into this stuff back in 2012, 13, 14, and 15, man. They all wanted this stuff. They wanted to be crypto. But once they figured out that their little slice of the pie gets smaller with every crypto transaction, they ran from the idea. So Thanks for letting us know what's going on, Bitcoin Jason. Thank you. So point of sale merchant instant settling system can be by any hedge. This will make merchant adoption much easier and we just need to retail use of BCH. Yeah, I mean, it's insane, my man, that it's taken this long. It is crazy it's taken this long for Bitcoin Cash finally to be a grown adult and do something about this. Don't you think? I mean, they had all this time, guys, on Bitcoin. And rather than all this infighting and trying to build out these different blockchains and start from scratch, we're finally to that point now. I mean, we're literally finally to the point where, like, merchant adoption is actually possible. Instant settling is actually possible. People are out promoting it. It's actually possible. Oh, I can't wait for a new dating site. I can't wait to go click on this. You guys all click on that and spend all your money. All right, let me take this off, guys. I'm going to put this user in timeout. Hi, user on this channel. Bye-bye. Alright, guys. So we are live on Bitcoin Cash. ℚ𝕠𝕘𝕖𝕣 Bailey just deleted a message from girls4.xyz. I'm not a pimp on here, guys. So looks like we're finally getting some spam to the chat. Had the first spammer the other night, actually, and I don't know what gear is that. Maybe definitely not getting any more views than than I ever was. So maybe it's more people being live in the chat. Maybe that's when they come by. Not real sure, but yeah, Bitcoin Jason basically letting us know, guys, that there's an easier way to bring people on now. You know, this instant settling thing from any hedge can get implemented into the protocol. I mean, bada boom, bada bam, we're there. Zyppit had 20% cash back on BCH store purchases. Zyppit, I've heard of that. I don't know if it's a website or what. I've seen Zyppit before. There's a couple different ways you can spend crypto and save money, guys. And the problem is a lot of times it's a hassle. It's a hassle. That's what happens when you get a payment system that works good for a few years, and then you get the next few years people trying to censor you and, you know, make it hard on you and telling you no, this can't work, and large corporations, you know, putting scaled attacks on the payment system to make it not function properly and like drag out the innovation. It's just like nuclear power and coal, guys. It's the same reason we don't have nuclear power and we're still pumping coal into our energy plants. We could all go nuclear and be pretty much, you know, carbon neutral, but we don't. We keep burning coal. It's the same concept with crypto. So the issue about Zyppit is it's only available for India. Well, India's getting the discount then. So true to make you more. Yeah, it needs to be more user friendly, bro. It's just a nightmare to spend. I mean, here in the United States, especially, you gotta like buy a gift card, and you can go and there's websites you can like, you know, buy from Amazon, but it's all these extra steps. It's just a bunch of BS. And again, that goes back to censorship, guys. We've had, you know, I mean, 5-6 good years of censorship. I mean, slowing down this stuff. I mean, it's like you finally make a little inch and then you get set back a mile. I mean, that was pretty much the Bitcoin Cash fork. That was pretty much the BSV fork. So now that we've gotten all through all that stuff, you know, we're finally starting to see the tip of the iceberg again. But yeah, we got to be more user friendly, man. It's just nobody's gonna ever use it if it doesn't open up to a more user friendly experience because you know, maybe it'll change. I mean, I'm pretty optimistic it will. It seems like the little steps we're doing are helping. You know, we need a couple massive price humps on the price to really let people go back and then have that discovery period of going back and learning about what it was. We need some more marketplaces online to accept it, like big marketplaces. I'm not talking about like, you know, these websites you go to and it like kicks you back to Amazon and you're like, you know, waiting for something to be available for a certain price. I mean, like real scalable stuff. And you know, people could argue and say, well, yeah, well, Chad, why don't you go do all that and, you know, get busy with it and do it. But the thing is it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. You have massive censorship on a payment system, and you know, we're kind of have broken past that with Bitcoin Cash, but the minute we did, it's like they start suppressing the price of Bitcoin Cash and like trying to kill the idea of it. So it's like we made it out alive with the hope and the dream of still being able to do peer-to-peer electronic cash, and then you know, the price manipulation starts. So it's like it's always something. It's always freaking something. So I think we're on the right road. I mean, I do. Take a little break here and we'll resume talking about it. But I do think we're on the right road. I mean, the only way to... We have to really kind of put it in hope. I mean, I know that hope is not a good word. It doesn't really... It's just like, oh, you're hoping it happens instead of like making it happen. Like, we can try to make it happen, but we have to hope that the original idea of Satoshi follows through and is like as faulty proof as it's been thus far. As long as Bitcoin is as faulty proof as it's been thus far, the price of Bitcoin Cash will go up, the user adoption will go up, the innovation will go up, and inevitably the user experience will go up. So I think that's really what it kind of boils down to. I've reached out to Roger Ver and to have the merchant maps on the front page of the wallet. Yeah, I mean that's a good idea too. I mean, merchants need to be kind of the front eye of this stuff. But if the protocol is faulty proof, which I think it is, I mean, I think where we're at with Bitcoin Cash at this point, there hasn't been anything in the community of Bitcoin Cash that's been like. Yeah, keep listening, man. There hasn't been anything really in the Bitcoin Cash community over the last 4 years that has dramatically happened other than a BSV fork. I mean, other than that, I mean, you could kind of say the Smart BCH exchange that went down or whatever with Roger V or whatever, that was kind of bad, but I mean, really it wasn't. It was just like a little exchange comparatively to like, you know, FTX and then Terra and all the other stuff. So it was like, okay, an exchange failed. You know, who cares whose fault it was? Who cares whose money it was? It failed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whose fault it was. The exchange failed. So whatever. We just move on. It's not a big deal. It's not really a big deal, guys. These exchanges falling, it's not really as big a deal as people are making out to be. It's not. So, you know, that kind of being said, we need some of this this price action to come onto Bitcoin Cash, guys. I mean, it's happening right now. I think it's happening. You know, sooner than later on a lot of these altcoins, because I think on some kind of basic level of crypto, these kind of cryptos right now at least, you know, they're trading back and forth against each other. A lot of these volumes, you know, they're not necessarily true. Maybe they are, but I mean, I think this stuff's a lot deeper than just, oh, FTX goes down. It's like, no, FTX goes down and suddenly crypto altcoins boom. How about that? That's also more far-fetched, but sounds like it's true. I mean, if you look at the history of crypto, that sounds like it's true. You know, that's true, guys. I mean, this crazy stuff happens in crypto. I mean, you could wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin Cash would be $1,000, and that shouldn't surprise you. That really shouldn't surprise you. ℚ𝕠𝕚⥬🔵����. I just want to pronounce your name right. ℚ𝕠𝕚⥬🔵🔵. Thanks for coming. Oh, it's Chris. Hey, Chris. From Santa Monica. Wow, man. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick little break here, guys, but I will be back. We got a couple people. I don't know if ℚ𝕧𝕄 if you're still in the house, but we got somebody from Santa Monica. So yeah, I guess there's people local tonight in the chat. I'm down here in Irvine, brother. So I don't know if you, I don't know, Chris, if you watched the chat before, but I'm down here in Irvine, so I'm not too far from you. Guys, we're live on Bitcoin Cash. I got my QR code in the top right. Feel free to send me a micro payment. So easy to do. You can literally send me a penny and you won't even notice the transaction cost. Just sounds so perfect, doesn't it? Carbonated water, but it's really good if you like that kind of stuff. Topo Chico, sparkling mineral water. It's like the Bitcoin Cash of carbonated waters. Just as Bitcoin Cash is the king of crypto. Guys, I'm live in chat with your TA kind of dude tonight. And we got Chris from Santa Monica. My daughter goes to UCI. Chris, my man, that's great. It's a great school. UCI is right around the corner from you, man. Hope you get down there to see your daughter time to time and maybe go walking with her on some of those beautiful nature trails that are down there. They're just absolutely awesome. Do recommend it if it's not something you're already doing to check it out and utilize that area, man. It's just phenomenal over there. There's a nice river that runs right through there. Just so many nice trails and places to walk, and just a great area. Shinkan's, I'm from Redondo Beach. Great boy Jay, I didn't know you lived in Redondo. I thought you lived, I don't know why, I thought you lived somewhere else. It's been BCH in Santa Monica. There's a bunch of places that take BCH, guys, in Southern California. I've looked at the map. The problem is, guys, is you can't use it at places like Costco. You can't use it at places like Wendy's. But with an overnight snap of the finger, all that could change. Literally, overnight. Just want everybody to be aware of that. Like, America isn't the whole world, guys. I mean, we live out here in beautiful Southern California. I mean, it's probably one of the nicest areas in the world, in my opinion. But there's places all around the world, guys, that aren't like here. I've seen these places, I've been to these places. These are just normal, non-corporate America places that have, real business, where you actually could, when you're talking to somebody, you could be talking to the owner type stuff. And that to me, that might not be where most of the people are living in the world. Maybe more living in cities now, but whatever. You have this push of this payment system, this alternate payment system within smaller communities. Once that becomes so prevalent, the larger communities catch on. And they're almost forced. They don't choose to use Bitcoin Cash. It just becomes a must. They have to. As everywhere else is. So, you can't go down to St. Kitts forever and use Bitcoin Cash and not come to California being as easily, readily used. So all these videos that I see of St. Kitts and, Bitcoin Jason's in the chat, guys. He has basically a version of St. Kitts in Australia at the big Bitcoin Cash city where you can apparently use this stuff everywhere. So, when it gets to a global scale, I mean, it's just massive adoption, guys. It's like the biggest thing you could ever. It's probably one of the only things in our lifetimes that will be remembered as like a massive change in humanity. Because it's a worldwide payment system. Finally, it doesn't need to be a localized, tax on your money when you go to change your money in. The person who loses on the side of the spectrum of not only the forex, if you're trading currencies, which you have to have money to do that anyways. You can't just be, a bum like me living at home trading, this little amount of money. You actually have to be, trading tons of money. But nonetheless, even when you go to trade in your money, the people who lose is the ones that the countries don't have the same, like when people from China come over here, they lose their ass. They lose their money. They lose their buying power. When people come over here from African countries and the Middle East, they lose their money. It's basically robbery the minute you get here. Trade in your dollars, we're going to give you some ones that are worth a lot more here, but you're now poor, or you're not going to get your same spending power here. That gallon of gas is going to cost you 5 times as much or 10 times as much. That piece of bread is going to cost you 7 times as much, whatever. So, the worldwide payment system, guys, I think it's good. I think it's good for competition. It can find price discovery in goods that may go up, but at least they'll go up in a controlled way. They won't go up in a manipulated way, because if you look at the dollar, guys, I mean, it's just destroyed currencies all over the world. It's destroyed itself. I mean, when it got taken off the gold standard, I mean, it's not good, guys, honestly. It's only a matter of time before people realize the only thing between them and their money is another person. And when that hits the fan and everybody goes to that other person, they're nowhere to be found, that's when it's showtime. I have a video on that. Yeah. I have a video on how to. Yeah, I don't know, Jason. Let me know. I have a video on what. So yeah, back to the payment system, guys. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? I mean, I think it's a good idea. It seems to make sense. It would at least give countries a viable way to compete for price on stuff that their government would stop basically robbing the people of. I mean, again, guys, it goes back to just theft. So you can sit here and say, oh, you know, these cryptos are all just Ponzi schemes and blah, 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 blah. But really, are they? Or are they just people putting their money on an exchange and giving the power away? And really think about that, because the people that seem to be really into crypto, they don't like these ideas of things not being fair. They want things to be fair. Everybody should have at least a fair shot. They might not make it, but a fair shot. You know what I mean? Video on the US dollar and travel. Yeah, the US dollar, man, is great when you're an American going somewhere, but when you're coming here, it's not too good. I would say unless you were coming from Europe, but that's even changed now. So, yeah, man, I mean, it really puts a lot of barriers. I mean, Americans shouldn't be like, we shouldn't have this idea that we're like, he's like the chosen son of the Messiah. I mean, it's like, we're just human beings here, guys, in America, where this is just the geographical place we're at. It has nothing to do with everybody's individual ideas or beliefs. But Americans got to get that out of their head. Like, we can't think that, like, we're entitled to everything. There has to be like, when there's no balance at all, things like this start happening. We start getting inflation. We start having wars. We start having, you know, a slow of innovation. Like, no, we need to speed this stuff up and, you know, have a run parallel with the government monetary systems for a while, if that's what they want. But eventually, the whole jig's gonna be up, guys. People are gonna stop. They're gonna stop competing, using their energy to compete for goods, and it's gonna get probably extremely competitive, and you're gonna be competing with a robot. You're gonna be literally competing with a robot at that point, and that's when everybody's gonna throw in the towel and just say fuck it. But if you don't have a backup plan for a system to make payments, or a backup plan for money, and nobody's believing it or buying into it anymore, nobody's doing it, there comes to a point where it doesn't matter if like people like me will do the job. It's like when there's a mass amount of people that have the idea that nobody has to do the job. Like, it's not that people, you can always find somebody to do a job that you don't want to do. People have been doing that for thousands of years with slaves and, you know, going to different countries and, you know, making their, I think migrant workers don't even get minimum wage over here. So the people that are out picking our vegetables are getting less money than we would do if we were to go pick our vegetables and get paid to do it. So that kind of stuff. And I know there's housing and stuff for those people, but it's beyond the point. It's just, it's morally fucked up that they would purposely bring people here. And that's just a side tangent. My point is human beings have been manipulating people for work. There's always somebody that'll do the job, right? There's always somebody that'll do a job. If you pay them a certain amount of money, they'll do the job, whatever job that is. But there comes to a point where everybody feels they're entitled to not have to do or not want to do the job at all, like on a large scale. And we're talking about a lot of different people. I'm not saying you won't be able to find somebody to do that job. It will just be that much harder for you to find somebody to do that job. And we saw a lot of this during COVID. I mean, when people were getting, you know, free money, essentially. But it really wasn't free money. It was just a future tax on a loan. So, I mean, I don't know. It seems like there's too much envy. There's too much, like, it's not greed, it's envy. I heard that from, I don't remember who I heard that from, but it's true. And it's people think they're entitled to all this stuff. And we're not entitled to anything, guys. None of us. There's none of us that are entitled to anything. It is our jobs. It is our job, basically our duty to be entitled to this stuff. I mean, this is all we got, guys. Crypto is the only thing I got, honestly. It's my only identity. Because if I don't have crypto, what do I have? A broken system that has no way of getting ahead. No way. If you don't have a specific mindset and a specific way about you, you're just doomed for failure, right? It's all in your mind. Like, if you want to do something, you can do anything you want. But we're talking about large groups of people, guys. We're not talking about me. I'm just one person. We're talking about large groups of people. So it goes back down to, large people not wanting to do their jobs, entitlement, that kind of thing. And then you just have all this money that's just there, just sitting. It's just all the money is just sitting in people's bank accounts or, in this central bank. But there's no innovation. The only way there's innovation, have you ever noticed, after a war, there's all this innovation and, people building these massive cities and people become, third world countries become, industrialized and then become just like the United States. I mean, it's been happening in Europe, it's been happening in Africa, probably the last 20 years in Africa. But I mean, all these places it's going to be the same everywhere. It's already basically like that. And that 20 years ago wasn't the case. If you went to China 20 years ago, a lot of people don't have cars, a lot of people are still riding bikes, that kind of thing. And that's just one example. You go to other parts of the world like Africa, there's not even infrastructure built out yet. So all that stuff's changing really, really fast. And those new economies might be the driving force of the innovation, like Africa, some of these countries down there, parts of South Asia. Those countries might, to take a hold of this crypto thing. I mean, they might get onto this idea hey, there's a better way, than our little dinky ass currency that we've been screwed about because, Pedro told me about something he learned in economics called Bitcoin. So, I mean, you never know what countries are taking the lead. It doesn't necessarily have to be America. Because if a country I'll tell you what, if a country like Indonesia started taking only Bitcoin Cash, the price of Bitcoin Cash would skyrocket. You know why? All the commodities we get out of there, palm oil, raw goods, all this kind of stuff. And the countries that have all this stuff, they're just getting screwed left and right. They might as well just give their money away because that's all they've been doing. They've been letting other people hold their money and determine what their country's worth. So these countries that African countries, all it takes is one little revolution, guys, and it's like I said, I keep saying, a snap of a finger, and all this shit changes overnight. And it doesn't have to happen here in America because, there's other countries with energy. There's other countries with raw goods, raw materials that we don't even have here in America. Like coffee and, stuff that we don't grow here food-wise, and all the plastics and different raw goods that we just don't create in bulk here anymore. So if little countries like that just say, think if St. Kitts started taking Bitcoin Cash, just like it already does. What if St. Martin and then started taking just, legal tender, and they just decide, hey, we're just gonna actually stick with Bitcoin Cash, something like that. And it's facilitated in their central bank at that point. I mean, what happens to the system then? What really happens to it? Does it get bigger? Does it get, censored? I mean, what happens? I mean, they're talking about making it legal tender. I don't know, guys, just a rant. But, it could change really fast, guys. I mean, these little dinky ass coins everybody's talking shit about, all these little coins, Bitcoin Cash, they're they're just scams. No, they're part of something really, really big. And it just hasn't been. And Binance has already shown that with the price of their coin. I mean, straight up has just annihilated the market with their Binance coin. I mean, it's a 20x up still from where it was at most of the time in 2018-19. So if Bitcoin Cash or if Binance Coin can do it, and they're doing it from some little island in the Mediterranean, yeah, St. Martin's looking for legal tender for BCH, yeah. Exactly. But I don't know how that really works, man, because if they're making it a legal tender, I wonder if it gets somehow not obviously put into the central bank system, because it just, I don't see how that would work, but I mean, like, it gets exposed to another system, because right now the only exposure we've seen is from the prices going on at the exchange, guys, because I mean, you know, other than Bitcoin Cash, I don't think any of these other coins are really, there's no utility going on them. So the only price is, you know, the price going for them on the exchanges. You know, so it's a little bit different idea, if you know what I mean. If you have 10,000 cryptos that are all worth 10,000 different amounts, worth a combined market cap of 3 trillion, and then you have one crypto that is part of that market cap, but doesn't just get its value from what people are speculating on exchanges. It actually finds its value from people buying and selling it, and, you know, the miners and the whole reward process and how they sell, and it goes back to exchanges at that point too, but it's a different beast. Bitcoin Jason says it just means that it's recognized as a payment for services. It does, yeah, it is exactly what it does. I mean, but it's also introduced to the payment system. Like, if people make it legal tender and it works, the reason it didn't work in El Salvador is because it doesn't work. That's the whole reason it didn't work, is because it doesn't work. People were going to get their wallets and their money wasn't even there. People were taking photos on the Chivo wallet and taking pictures of the Chivo wallet and uploading it onto their ID, you know, onboarding service, and taking the Bitcoin. They had so much Bitcoin stolen, and the wallets didn't even work. People couldn't even get access to the wallet. The wallet that they had was either not working or the money was already gone. It was a huge theft. It was just another robbery from a government. That's all it was. That's the reason it doesn't work in El Salvador. It's because it doesn't work. Literally doesn't work. Sorry for that rant, guys, but it was needed. I mean, the reason Bitcoin doesn't work in El Salvador is because the Chivo wallet in Bitcoin doesn't work. It's that simple. But yes, thank you for letting us know that, Bitcoin Jason, because San Martin is making it, or trying to make it, legal tender. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it may or may not work. It might have to go through a whole process, take fucking forever, and, you know, we're waiting this time next year to figure out if St. Martin's going to make it legal tender. But on a side note, all these little cities, all these little towns, these ones in Latin America, and there's a couple channels on Bitcoin Cash and stuff going on in Latin America. It's not as advertised as much, but just from what I've seen on Dash and how it's exploded down there over the years, and it's like Dash was a couple years ago in Latin America. So they're not talking about it a lot. They're not making a lot of YouTubes about it. But you're seeing there's a lot of merchants and stuff in these little cities down there starting to take cryptos in general. And Bitcoin Cash is one of those. So guys, I'm live. Hit me up if you're in the chat. Drop a comment. We got Bitcoin Jason in the house. We got Korean Boy Jay. We got, I don't know who all's still here. But, you know, enough people we can actually have a conversation. So bring it up in the chat. Let me know. Looks like we got 7 people in here. So I guess maybe 8 are including me, or maybe there's only 7. But drop it in the chat. Let us know. Like the video, whatever people do on YouTube nowadays. See if we can get more people down here. Had a couple new people roll through the chat, which was quite pleasant to have some new people come through. But yeah, I mean, we've gone all over the place tonight with this chat, guys. But I mean, it's true. You know, there's just so many attempts to blockade this stuff, to make it hard to do. And you know, that's life. You know, life's hard. So Blake R said, "Let's go BCH, holding strong." Yeah, man. Blake, I feel you, man. We've been holding strong at this point. I don't think we could you know, we're like anabolically steroided out strong at this point. I mean, we're down so much on price, but it's so much bigger than that. Like it's like the movement's so much bigger now than it was 2018. Like it's massive. If we look at some of these, I don't know if you were here earlier. I'll bring it up again. It's in the previous part of the video, the live stream. The performance this year on core on the 6 month. I mean, really, the 6 month, guys, is kind of like all these coins at a noon. Litecoin, it's all right here, just in this little, you know, month. Actually, 10 days, really. I mean, it's not even a month for 6 months of action, and then just have all this action in 10 days. I don't know. I mean, if we collapse again and go back down to 0.005, you know, I'll still be here making chat, so it doesn't really matter. But, you know, it's just 10 days. You know, it's a big jump. This is just one coin, guys. We can go back and forth with the Litecoin to see maybe where we're going, but we're live, guys. Feel free to throw it in the chat. So yeah, Litecoin, like I said, in the last 10, 20 days, it's been the whole jump on the yearly high on Litecoin. Against Bitcoin Core, guys, I'm just gonna repeat myself. I know it's a bit repetitive, but we're not looking at the dollar. We're actually looking at the price on the Bitcoin Core. So like I said, right here is the price on Litecoin. Looks like it's getting crushed. So I'm not sure, you know, how these interest rates really affect the USD price. It seems like maybe, I don't know. I can't answer that, because when I look at it on ETH, I mean, it's the same thing. Let's go to the year. The year's even more on ETH, guys, on Litecoin. So this could be a lot where Bitcoin Cash is going. We could be kind of like right here on Core, right here on ETH. I'll go back to Bitcoin Core just because I think that's where Bitcoin Cash trend will follow the course of those altcoins. And I think Ethereum will have an effect on that, but not as much now. So yeah, on this year chart, it's the same thing, right? The whole jump here was just in the last 10 days. I mean, seriously, it's right there, guys. I mean, if we look at it like this, you know, same kind of thing. This is a big jump. I mean, this is, I would say we haven't had a big of as a jump on Litecoin against Bitcoin Core since probably May of 2021. And this one looks to be bigger, honestly. It might just be me wanting it to be bigger, but had another one in February of 2020. Looks like Litecoin experienced one of these little pumps against Core as BSV fell as well. You know, so it's just little stuff here. Guys, welcome to the chat. We got 10 people in the chat. Throw it down. We're live. Got my QR code. Top right corner. You want to send me a micro payment? It's so easy to do. You just go to your wallet, you tap it, click it, and you can send me less than a penny. It costs you less than a Satoshi, I think, at this point. It's like 0.0001. It's nothing. It's not even it's so negligible. It's not even, you don't even see it. It's the coolest thing ever, guys. Check it out. So yeah, experience the same stuff out of Litecoin as you can expect for Bitcoin Cash. I think that's the topic tonight. Expect the same kind of movements on a lot of these cryptos for a minute. And it's going to be a positive direction, I think. It would bring Bitcoin Cash probably back up to 0.03 BTC. I'd say it would put it pretty higher. Because really, guys, I mean, even if we go back more than a year, right? I'm going to go back to 2020. I mean, it's a big drop here, guys. I mean, this is massive. Look at this. It's a 5x drop. That's how I see that. I don't want to hear any of this 90% down. From where? That's a 5x drop, guys. So, like I said, May was the biggest jump we've seen on Litecoin. So we might be getting one of these pumps bigger than this. We might be going back up to 0.02, 0.03 might be in the cards. Put it somewhere up about here. So we saw one of these pumps on BSV the other night. Not the other night, the other month here. So 1, 2. On ETH, it was a little bit bigger. So the year, boom, June 20. And this is big, guys. This is like over 100% gain. Just looking at some of these altcoins, guys. Give us an idea where Bitcoin Cash might be going. Yeah, see, Dash is kind of the same thing. Dash could go to 0.05. That would only put us... Yeah, I mean, this is doable, guys. Guys, we are live. Throw it in the chat. Let us know. Let us know if you've got any concerns in the community or just anything at all. Let us know. We are here to help. Guys, we got 8 people in the chat right now, which is just phenomenal. And we're still able to hold a dialogue, which is great. Guys, feel free to come down to the chat. It's absolutely free. You click a button, you come down, and you're here. It's like the easiest payment system in the world for YouTube. So come on down. We're live. I'll just keep this thing going for a little bit, and we'll see if there's any progress here on the price. Looks like the price is just doing phenomenal, though. I mean, I couldn't be happier about the price right now, guys. I mean, I really can't have any complaints. Had I not been able to increase my position as much as I had, I mean, I still wouldn't have been mad about it, but I just feel like so happy I was able to. Like, when you're able to replenish a bag that, I mean, that you couldn't have gotten for the last 4 years, and you were able to get it, it's like, it's a game changer. Because you increase your position like 30-40%, just knowing because it's the time to buy it. You just happen to be, doing your thing where you can buy it. And if you were sinking all your money into it before, but it's just luck, guys. I mean, sometimes you just get lucky. If you're not into crypto, don't be into it. But if you're into it, be into it. And when you have money, you want to get crypto. I mean, you want to buy crypto at these prices because right now, the prices are down big time. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Like, it's insane that nobody's buying crypto right now. Like, nobody's. And that's not true that nobody's buying it, but it just seems like it's not. Like, now it's not cool. Everybody lost their money. Now it's not cool. So I've been buying it. I've not stopped buying crypto. I haven't bought a lot, but over the last 6 months, I managed to get some of these discounted coins. My average buy price on Bitcoin Cash was like $200 or $300. So when it's $100 or less, I don't think I have any I don't have any purchases of it for like less than 100. I mean, I had some good purchases around 105, 109. Like I said, there's been almost 6 months to do that. And whether or not people have done it. I don't think they have. So I've been able to, buy crypto when it's down, and it's not just about buying it at, $300-$400. I mean, I'll still support it when it goes higher. It's just an added bonus because you're like, wow, I'm getting this stuff on sale. You know it's on sale. You know what the prices have been the whole time you've been buying it. So you get a little bit on sale. I mean, it's amazing when you can do that. So I just think people aren't taking advantage of that. People in this chat, I'm sure are. But I mean, I'm just talking about like the general public that's into crypto that has probably, there's a lot of people that I know for a fact are probably not buying it that were. And I know there's probably some that are, but I would say it's probably the first one. There's probably a lot less people buying it. Yeah, bro, if you scooped it up at $98, I mean, dude, seriously? Bitcoin Jason says, what would you like to see in a BCH map service? The one that I saw was good. It was, it was decent. I don't know which one I was using. I thought it was on Bitcoin.com, but maybe not. You would just click on the city or zip code, and you would see all the merchants that take it. It was mostly food places. There were a couple cigar and head shops that took it. Mostly fast food places, and I noticed is when you click on it, it basically sends you like a third-party merchant that does the transaction for you, which isn't bad. I'm not opposed to that. But I actually like the map app. I don't know if there's an app or what, but the map service that you could use to find merchants. But I think you're right. I think it should be like, I think you're right in the fact that it should be more advertised, like when you download the wallet. Like not, like if Bitcoin.com is going to have a wallet, I'm not saying they got to advertise a lot of stuff, but Bitcoin.com has their own token now. So I don't know what we're even doing at this point with Bitcoin.com, but I don't know who's in charge of Bitcoin.com now. I know Roger Ver was. I don't know if he's still the main guy there, but BMaps, that sounds like maybe that was it. I don't know. It was basically like little green dots, and you'd see where the merchants were. There was a lot of merchants around here, mostly food places, like I said, that were hooked up with that third-party service. I don't recall seeing any merchants that you could directly pay that were food-related. I think some of the head shops were, but I didn't look through. There was a lot of merchants that it was accepted at. So I think that map needs to be just advertised, like, hey, you can spend it to the newer people coming on to crypto, because they don't really know. They're just hearing the word cryptocurrency and buying this stuff from an exchange. There needs to be a little bit of guidance for these people so they can know what to do. A little bit more communication would be good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. I am here with you guys. So come on down. Don't feel you can't come to the chat. It's just right here. It's online. Anybody can get to it. It's very simple. Come on down and talk to some great people. And I mean, back to I missed the 98 price too, man. I didn't have the funds for it, bro, to be pulling the trigger on it. But you got the 102, so yeah, you did good too, man. I think mine are a little higher. If it crashes lower, I'll buy it lower. I mean, it's not going to zero, guys, because I'll keep buying it. I know there's a group of people that will keep buying this stuff as it goes lower, so it doesn't concern me in the least amount. If the dumps are going to happen and the market value is going to vanish, then there'd have to be a lot more stuff to happen, and there's already been so much, and the prices are still, at these mental support levels, for me at least, where I don't feel scared for crypto. I'm under the understanding, yes, it could crash. Voyager, all these, Voyager's been up though. So I know some stuff was happening with their restructuring thing, or Binance maybe going to buy these people out. But look at their coin. It's just been trading crazy. So, what the freak? What is this stuff? It's been here since 2017. This is a joke. So yeah, man, this stuff is, this is not for most guys. Most people can't tolerate this kind of crypto movement. I mean, this kind of loss. I mean, it's like, they just, it's for the select few, I guess. I just don't think this is, unless they're going to spend it, I think some of this speculation just kind of got out of hand, honestly. I mean, people are speculating on all sorts of coins. I mean, I think the biggest loser was Terra and Solana, and I thought that from the beginning, honestly. So, I don't know if people just like buying this stuff super high or what's going on. It is what it is, man. These people are going to do what they want to do. Let them. We move on. They lose their coin. Hopefully they'll come back. I mean, no hard feelings. We'll be here when they come back. But yeah, this most simplest research could tell you to steer away from this coin, honestly. I mean, in every research that I did stepping into this project, it just seemed like a scam. Not a scam, but it just seemed like not a good investment. Not to mention the price chart. Because when everybody was talking about it, it was already up here. It's already at almost $200. No, they were talking about it down here too, I guess. But I don't know, man. This was just way too hyped, in my opinion. This Solana project. I think this is connected to Alameda research with FTX and all that stuff. So who knows where this coin will be? Maybe it'll be at 2,000. Maybe it'll be at $2 or 20 cents. Who knows? Who cares, honestly? I just hope the people that lost money got out before that happened. There's somebody in here that sold their Solana in March, which, that's better than not selling in March. So hopefully you sold it right there when it went up. Guys, we're live. Come down to the chat. We'll see you here when you get here. Yeah, _𝕝𝕝 Bitcoin Jason. I think that's what it was. That sounds whatever the main one is. Like when you just search on Google for it, whatever the main one is the one I was looking at. You just type in your zip code, boom, all the merchants in your area that Bitcoin Cash is accepted. Like I said, mostly food restaurants. There were a few like cigar shops, head shops, and like tobacco, liquor stores. I think that they showed the ATMs on there as well. Locations for ATMs. Some of those ATMs though are not accurate in like even if they're online or they're even there. I had a friend that was looking to go buy Monero, and there was only like one or two ATMs around Los Angeles that sold Monero. Long story short, he got there. Maybe there's only one. I think there's actually only one that offered Monero from an ATM where you could go in and just buy it off an ATM with cash, and give you a QR code printed out, and you'd be able to go home and store or whatever your crypto in a safe or something like that. So he went up there, and apparently when he got there, it said Monero coming soon. So it was never actually you could never even buy it. It was just a Bitcoin ATM or some kind of crypto generic ATM. Some of them sell Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, that kind of thing. I think _𝕝𝕝 will be back in the top 10 by January. Yeah, really, Bitcoin Cash lost a lot of its momentum when the volume died, and it happened all of a sudden. Like, Bitcoin Cash used to be the top 4 or 5 volume for like most of this chat that I've done it. I mean, from way before that too, but the volume on it for some reason has dropped big time. And I don't know if that has to do with price manipulation. Like I said, we might be getting down to the level of like price manipulation and suppression on this coin, like to like the very, very last grip holds that they can do to pull this price down. I mean, we've seen ℚ𝕚𝕚, I don't know if he's still in the chat. He brought up, I think it was ℚ𝕚𝕚 that brought up the Ethereum class, or the Bitcoin Cash Grayscale Ethereum, or Bitcoin Cash Grayscale Holding Trust. It was down to like 50 cents, and it was at like 80 cents recently. So that follows the spot price on Bitcoin Cash. So I've always thought that could be somehow kind of suppressing the price, even though there's not a lot of volume on it. You know, just the fact that it's locked up and they could be doing something with that that we don't know about. But I mean, I own it. I'm not super hardcore into that theory, but it is something that's crossed my mind, and or just if that has something to do with the price manipulation of some sort. But it's down big time, so you know, a lot of indications to me, especially the fact that we're up on Core and we're up on Ethereum, that we're actually there might be some turning point here for our coin. I mean, for Bitcoin Cash, the whole idea of the payment system being a thing again, and it's always been a thing here, so it's nothing changed. It's just like you know, is that story going to bring us back to the top here? You know, is that legend going to be you know, retold the same way? So we got a lot of these coins on volume now that are somehow just almost overnight too. It wasn't like the price of Bitcoin Cash fell dramatically or any kind of craziness. It fell with the market, but for some reason the volume, which has been in the same, it's been in the same market for volume, with Bitcoin up to 60,000 all the way down to, you know, 20,000. Seems like when Bitcoin dropped from 20,000 and these other altcoins fell, it seemed like it really lost its footing in the volume area. And I don't know why. I don't know what the cause of that was, because, you know, we were at 6 billion and you know, we were at top 4 volume. We were at 9 billion. We were at top 4 volume. I mean, we've been at low, I think like 3 billion. I don't remember when Bitcoin Cash moved from top 5 on volume. I don't remember, other than that one point in time and where it's now been at since. You know, just down here, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, you know, it's 20, or not 26, but it's down here, like, you know, it's down here on volume. I already rearranged it, so, you know, there it is again. So it's down here, like, you know, 15 spots, 12 spots, something like that. And it religiously, for like years, was up here in the top 5, top 4. I mean, it was really like top 3 a lot of times. You know, it's usually behind Tether or something, usually like top 4. But all these other coins were never up here with volume, ever. And the market caps, it's irrelevant to that, I feel like. I feel like it had nothing to do with that, because Bitcoin Cash has been at 2 billion before. You know, I know there was more transaction, or more, you know, volumes in at that time with BSV, but it's not like it's lost its spot on the volume until a couple months ago. I mean, like I said, a couple months ago it fell, because I would look at it every single day. It fell, and it just has not returned back up there. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense why. It doesn't. There's no why to it. There'd be no reason for it to fall when it's been at 2 billion before, and it's still been up the top volume. None of these other coins have picked up traction for anything specific. If anything, you know, it's been a lot of negative news, like Solana and stuff. And yeah, that does increase the volume. I get it, but we're talking about consistent volume, guys. If everybody panics and sells Solana, it's not over the course of, like, it's all at once. That's why this price has collapsed. But it's been like an overnight thing, and like all these other coins are in front of it. So I think once Bitcoin Cash returns to the top, like top 3, top 4, you know, hopefully that'll be a turning moment for price too against these coins. Because it was kind of all out of nowhere. That was my point. It was just randomly out of nowhere. It really had no reason to do that. It's like I looked at it one day and it was just not there anymore. And it hasn't been there, you know, it's not way down there. I mean, again, guys, we're only at, like, you know, we might not even be at, you know, 15 here, like I said earlier. I mean, we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So, I mean, we're not that far. We're at like 13. But when you're at top 4 for 4 years, and then you fall, it's like, what the fuck? why is our volume changing that much? So I think it's part of a bigger story than we all know. But I think that story will come to play, and we'll be back up here at the top at some point. It might just have to go through this cycle of this before it does so. So guys, if you're live, throw it in the chat. We are live here. Guys, we are live in Bitcoin Cash. Throw it in the chat if you're here. Got a couple people in the chat tonight. We got Blake. We got Bitcoin Jason. We got everybody in the chat. Great Boy J, you still here? We got Shankinson. I hope I said your name right. I'm gonna work on it. Brady. Dino Pods. You guys still in the crib? You still in the chat? Let us know. We might have new people in the chat. We never know. Toshi could be here. We never know who will show up. Guys, I think I'm going to take off for the evening, but it's been amazing as always, guys. So have a great day, great night wherever you are, and thanks for coming to the chat. Appreciate you if you came by, and just stay in it, guys. We're gonna get there. It's just a slow grind process, but we're doing great stuff, guys. So just keep watching the prices here, and maybe they'll keep going up here. They seem to be doing pretty good. Guys, throw it in the chat. We are live. I'm heading out, so have a great day, great night, wherever you're at, and we will talk to you next